Welcome to Beyond the Forecast, Don. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes, we've had a long stretch of weather this week that's been pretty much sunny across our area.
Yeah, that's going to be continuing into the weekend, thankfully. But then thereafter,
Things start to get a little bit different.
Yeah.
But again, the watching Melissa, I'm just typing in something here. I got to get something logged in. Melissa is a pretty powerful storm that's farther to the south, but it's not really moving right now.
not really moving at all right now. And the forecast models are rather confused about what it's going to be doing in the short term. They know that it's just going to be wandering around into the Caribbean. How close does it get to Jamaica? For example, right now, it looks like the storm will pass likely to the south of Jamaica, but that'll put Jamaica on the northern part of the storm, and that's a bad part of the storm to be on.
Yeah.
So,
Especially for a couple of days. Here's a look at the visible satellite. We'll let the zoomed-in version load here. It should load pretty quickly, but that's a view of the storm. Last I saw it, Don, it was moving east-southeasterly.
yeah, at about 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, so it's now going the opposite direction that it was going yesterday.
Yeah, but the thing about it is it's moving east-southeasterly at 2. I mean, that's stationary. It's
That's
not
pretty much
moving.
stationary, yeah.
So it'll just kind of wobble around for a while, and eventually, this is one of those situations where, in the short and medium term, we don't know exactly what's going to be happening with this thing.
Yeah.
But in the long term, once we get past about Monday or Monday night, we know exactly where this thing is going.
Yeah.
Nowhere, out in the Atlantic, basically.
Yeah, it's just kind of the big question is where is it going to go in the short term? How is it going to affect Jamaica, Cuba? Here's the latest update from the Hurricane Center. This is the 2 o'clock update. So it's about an hour old, but still good data.
Yeah.
145 mile an hour winds, 150 mile an hour winds by Tuesday morning.
Yeah, so I don't know what SAP.
I don't know. I thought that was turned off. I thought it turned off.
South American something standard time. I'm
South
guessing.
America, yeah. I don't know.
Steve and Pete standard time.
Because then it goes to Eastern daylight time at Wednesday. It switches time zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it crosses into Cuba, goes to a different time zone. I don't know that regardless of the time zone, it's going to get pretty strong. Jamaica could get really hit hard though on that side of the storm.
Yeah, and Cuba as well. That Wednesday at what 8 a.m. Version shows it over land. But as it approaches land, it will likely be quite strong as well. That's over land, so it's weakened a bit.
Yeah.
By then, over Santiago de Cuba. So again, as it moves somewhere near Jamaica, and again, look at how wide that cone is.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's an admission of forecast error. So we don't know exactly where this thing is going to be going. I talked about this track at noon, and I said the forecast error means that it could be anywhere from Haiti on westward towards central Cuba, and then or on up toward the Turks and Caicos.
Sure.
And southern Bahamas. So we don't know for sure exactly what this thing is going to be doing.
Yeah, and then longer term, some of the models here. Here's the GFS and the European model. GFS still has it, more east than the Euro.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the Canadian model. That had it even more to the west or closer to the East Coast.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Well, 2 days ago, I don't know if you saw it, it had it hitting, the Canadian model said it was going to hit New York.
Yeah.
Long Island, which...
Well, I mean the Euro models, the westward extent of those, that's pretty much where the Canadian one is going right now.
Yeah.
It's close enough to where we'd likely get some wind out of it too.
Yeah, we'd get some wind.
But this at the same time, there's going to be by that point. By next Wednesday or Thursday of next week, there's going to be a low and a cold front approaching from the west. They'll tend to sweep it on out to sea. So I'm not real concerned about it unless this thing lingers just forever on down into the Caribbean
And the cold front passes, and then it moves up.
and then it lets it in.
Yeah, then lets it in, right?
So,
yeah, that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
The Google AI Weather Lab model, that's been doing pretty good so far this year. That has more of a westerly track, kind of agreeing more with the European model. I have it pulled up. Where's my cursor? See, I have 3 monitors here. So when I look to the left, I expect the cursor to already be there when it isn't. So that's what I'm doing. Here's a look at that. Let's pull that up. That is showing kind of a similar solution. It actually has more of an easterly track initially,
does.
and then it pushes it up. But that's kind of its overall solution for this storm. So not that different than the other two.
None of them are that different. Once we get beyond, say, about Tuesday, look at that sharp right turn that they all take.
Yeah.
Right on in out of the Caribbean. It gets picked up by a cold front and boom, moves on away.
Yeah. So essentially, areas in Cancun, they're protected. They're not going to get anything from this.
Yeah.
Florida will probably be fine too.
Yeah.
They'll probably be just fine.
They'll certainly get some surf out of it. I mean, even Cancun will likely get some surf out of it as well if this thing bumps up to a 150-mile-an-hour storm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's probably what'll happen for them. So that's kind of what we're seeing overall with the tropics. The European model here, I'll bring that up so we can look at that just again so you can see where the rainfall's setting up. Because one thing that we have to also watch for is not so much what Melissa's doing Monday and Tuesday. We could have our own storm system over our area, bringing us a ton of rain next week.
yeah, the European forecast model has really been kind of a doomsayer lately for us and for Melissa. And as Melissa has a much stronger storm lingering longer near Jamaica, and it has a stronger storm a coastal storm built up for us.
Yeah, this is the older version. This is the 0Z. The newer updated one, the 12Z, that just came in a little bit ago, hasn't come in on our weather graphic system yet. That has that storm system that's off our coast farther south, and we're in the drier area.
Yeah.
We'll see if that verifies, and it could just be one bad run.
Yeah, but it still does have some for for certainly the Outer Banks and eastern North Carolina, perhaps the south side, some fairly substantial rainfall moving through as well.
Yeah, and it doesn't bring that storm system up until there's a little bit of lag in the data there, but it doesn't bring it up until really this next weekend. So that has Melissa way slower than the GFS. GFS speeds it up. It already has it in the Atlantic south of Bermuda by Thursday morning.
And responding, pardon me, to that low and cold front in the Northeast Gulf in the southeastern part of the United States, responding to that, kicking on out.
Yep, and off it goes.
Yeah.
And then this has us totally clear by next Friday and Saturday, which is looking great. That's interesting. So two different solutions there. Don's in at 4:00, so he's gonna have the answers to what we're gonna see next week. So.
This is, and again, this is one of those where Melissa is quite clear. Once we get out to about Tuesday, it's quite clearly going to be heading northeastward and zooming on out to sea.
Right, it's gonna be moving fast.
But for us, the long run, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is quite a bit more murky.
And the QPF model, or the QPF rainfall totals, I saw that you updated this earlier today.
Yes. Hopefully it hasn't updated since then.
Let's see what it has.
It has 2 to 3 inches, maybe 4. It
It's
has
changed.
updated a little bit.
Yeah, so the text has changed. The text needs to be moved.
Yeah, the text needs to be moved. That brightest red area indicates about 3 inches.
Okay.
2.5 or 3 inches.
This is, and correct
Yes.
me if I'm wrong, the QPF is not, this is not just raw model data. This is curated.
Yes, this is curated by human beings.
Yes.
So a good way to 1.25 is that lighter blue area, and then we start going into the purple colors of 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3 inches of rainfall, with the 3 inches being a bullseye right on in. Over the top of Virginia Beach and often perhaps Hampton. So that has updated, but the print on there is what I put on there earlier. It showed some heavier rain.
Yeah.
But it's still heavy.
It still has it. It's just kind of moved it in a couple of different
Yeah.
spots. So we'll have to do a couple of tweaks to that. Again, looking at the forecast into Monday, that rain moves in during the day, Monday night. Into Tuesday, there's heavy rainfall, even a mix of rain and snow up in the upper elevations of West Virginia. That's a little fun surprise there for them. We're going to see just rainfall out of this Tuesday in the afternoon at 3 o'clock. There's plenty of rain coming down, and we'll see how this changes here with the updated model, but it has the rain lingering into Wednesday as well. So a little bit more rain maybe into next week. We need it, though. We're behind for the month. We've only had an inch this month.
Yeah, and as far as the drought tracker, That came in yesterday, and I had a look. Heart of the Hampton Roads area is not in it. However, northeast North Carolina, you're under near the Albemarle Sound, western Albemarle Sound. You're under a severe drought going on right now.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to pull that in.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at that yet. So, okay, I was looking at the fall colors that updated yesterday, but I need to look at the drought because that's a big deal as well. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna have more. We have some of your viewer questions. We're gonna talk about heat lightning and red sky at night, what that means, all coming up on Beyond the Forecast in just a little bit. All right, some of the questions that have come in, I was asking yesterday saying, hey, what questions do you have? Don's going to be joining us on the show today. And this is coming in from Samantha. Why do they say red sky at night, sailors delight, red sky at morning, sailors heed warning?
It's just the weather moves from west to east.
Yep.
So it was basically what's behind it.
Yeah, so at night, we probably have storms that have moved out.
Yep.
And there's overhead high cirrus clouds, leftover anvil clouds, essentially.
And a beautiful sunset with nothing blocking that sunset to the west.
To the west.
So that means weather moves from west to east. There's nothing moving in on you.
Right.
But if you look to the east, red sky at dawn, well, that means that the good weather is past, and there's likely to be some more bad weather moving on in.
Right.
So there is some truth to it.
Yeah, there is some truth to it. Yeah, especially at night too, after thunderstorms.
Yeah,
I've seen that happen a lot. So that's always a treat. Let's see here. There was one. Oh yes, from Lisa Johnson. So is there such a thing as heat lightning, or is that just a myth?
Really, there is not such a thing as heat lightning. What you're seeing with heat lightning, what is commonly referred to as heat lightning, is just lightning that in the distance is reflected off of clouds, oftentimes off of the base of clouds. It'll reflect, the lightning will strike and the light will hit the ground even and bounce up and hit the base of clouds. So you'll see these, shimmering light on the base of clouds, but there's no thunderstorm nearby. What's a thunderstorm? That maybe 30, 40 miles away.
Yeah.
That you're seeing the light bounce off of it or bounce within the clouds, whatever, to light up the clouds.
Yeah. So the sound only travels so far from the lightning, from that explosion of the air, because the lightning is heating up the air, and that is what creates the sound.
Yes.
But when this thunderstorm is 50, 70 miles away, we can see the lightning, but we don't hear the thunder. And usually when that happens is it's pretty warm outside because it's summer. We're generating those thunderstorms.
Yeah.
We're not getting the heat lightning, or we're not getting thunderstorms to develop in the middle of winter. They can happen, but we're not going to see thunderstorms 40, 50 miles away typically.
Yeah.
So that's where it kind of comes from there.
Yeah, so heat lightning is just a thunderstorm in the distance, and you aren't hearing it, and you aren't really seeing the lightning strike. You're seeing kind of reflections and just the light being bounced everywhere within the clouds and off the ground, and it reaches you and reaches the bottom of clouds.
Yeah.
Or within clouds.
Yeah, with cloud to cloud.
Yeah.
Daryl Lawrence is asking, how many water spouts have been reported this year in the Hampton Roads area?
Oh, goodness, I don't know.
See, I don't know I know I don't know the answer to that question. I know you probably didn't know that answer either, but the water spouts aren't counted because half of the time we don't even have a confirmation that they were even seen.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is water spouts too. I mean, a water spout, it's like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
Right.
Know?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, there are probably lots and lots of water spouts that we just don't know about on a given day.
I would say there's a lot more water spouts a year than tornadoes a year.
Absolutely.
They happen. I mean, there were some on the Outer Banks. I remember seeing some pictures earlier in the springtime from strong thunderstorms across the Chesapeake Bay. I've seen several photos from the ocean.
Yeah.
People on the beach. I see way more pictures of those than tornadoes in our area.
And they're spectacular. Yeah, and tornadoes you won't see as often because they don't happen as often.
Right.
I can remember there was one day there were just water spouts everywhere, out to sea, out over the bay, in some of the inlets, etc. And people were taking pictures of them like crazy. And somebody had moved here from Oklahoma and was just mad as could be, just mad as a wet hen, because we weren't doing a tornado warning on them. Well,
it's a different situation.
Yeah,
they don't really pose a threat.
Yeah, it's not an Oklahoma tornado.
Right. So. It isn't. Here's a look. I just pulled this in as you were talking, the tornado frequency for Virginia and North Carolina, since we're kind of going off the water spout concept. This is for, again, Virginia, North Carolina, and we get that second spike in September, and that's from...
Why is that?
Yeah. I don't know.
We know.
Yeah.
It's because of the obviously when it starts coming up in August and September. It's because of the frequency of tropical systems.
Yes.
We get tropical systems that occasionally get some small, usually EF0 tornadoes moving on through.
Yeah. So otherwise, if we were to take those 2 months out, you can see the trend line from May, June, July. It just keeps slowly going down all the way until we get to November, December, and January, the winter months.
Yeah.
The next one I have, I think, is for the entire United States. Oh, yeah, tropical storm remnants. So I don't know who put this graphic together. This was Steve Fundero put that together. So let's see.
He's in jail now, isn't he, or something?
No, I shouldn't bring that to existence.
We should start that rumor.
Start a rumor. I'll make sure he watches this episode just for that one.
He's teaching.
Yeah, he's teaching now. Yeah, he's teaching now. I actually got a picture with him. Got to catch up with him a couple weeks ago. I was doing a school talk at his school.
I hope he finds out about this.
I can't wait. Average monthly tornadoes for the entire country, May, the peak. And then there is a little bit of a jump, too, in August. Do you think that's probably from tropical systems as well?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of odd that we see one in December, too, nationwide, and I'm not really sure why that is.
It's higher than it is in September.
Yeah.
That's really kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is.
I would say that's probably like Alabama, Mississippi, those zones where the warm air is the only spots where there is, and those cold fronts.
Make it all the way to the Gulf.
Yep.
And that's when the cold fronts start making it all the way to the Gulf. I think that's the reason right there.
And we get areas of low pressure that can form in those areas that come through us that sometimes give us snow, usually just rain.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It's got to be that. It's got to be a localized reason for that number to be so high.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's just that cold fronts don't really reach, survive all the way to the Gulf Coast until about December.
The one thing that's weird, though, is why is it so much higher than November? That's what's strange.
I think it's because it's still a localized thing. It's down near the Gulf where you get that kind of humidity and that kind of much water vapor in the air, and the cold fronts aren't making it down to that water vapor.
Could be. Yeah.
And they are in December. They're making it all the way on down to the Gulf.
There is another factor.
Florida.
There's another factor too, because on December 24th, Santa Claus is delivering all those presents.
There you go.
And the turbulence created by the wake of all the reindeer, we didn't think of that.
Yes, by gosh, that might be it.
So, all right, we're going to take another break here. We'll be back with more Beyond the Forecast. And I think we have a couple more questions. We'll be back in more in just a little bit on this Friday. Daniel McDonald asking, what is the difference between dew point and humidity? Why do we focus on humidity to figure out how miserable it will be when it really seems to be that dew point dictates it?
I focus on the dew point.
I do too.
Because I can't even recite what the formula is to get relative humidity.
Oh, no, I don't know that formula off the top of my head.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, it's a really long formula. And so, yeah, there it is. It's as simple as that. Once you get up to 70, once you get past 70, it gets really, really humid. So,
Yeah, and compared to if we wanted to look at the relative humidity for right now and going into the rest of the day and into tonight, you can see right now the relative humidity relative to the temperature, it's at 34% right now. It's pretty dry, but later tonight, the relative humidity is at 70-some%.
Oh, gosh.
The relative humidity is a very important tool for inside of a home or a building.
Yes, it is.
That's where it matters because the temperature in your house is generally the same. 68 to 75, whatever you have your thermostat at, it's roughly in that range. No one has their house at 50, no one has their house at 90. So that's where the relative humidity is important because you want it to be close to the 50-ish% so you don't get mold growth, but not too dry where you have other problems in the house as well.
Yeah, and especially with heat pumps and that kind of heating going on too, it's very important to keep the air drier, etc.
Okay, yeah, I have a furnace. I don't have a heat pump.
Oh, okay.
Heat, so I'm not too familiar with that. But that's just kind of the basics of relative humidity. It goes up at night because the air temperature gets closer to the dew point, and then during the day it tends to decrease if it does warm up enough.
Well, the thing about that is too that 73 degrees or 73% relative humidity at 1 o'clock in the morning, is that comfortable or is it not?
I don't know.
It's probably pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's a chilly temperature, and the temperatures drop down closer to meet that dew point. The dew point is, let's say, 32, okay, 30
Yeah.
or 30.
30.
So temperatures drop on down to, let's say, 38 degrees, and the dew point is still at 30, 32. That makes a high relative humidity, but it's not uncomfortable at all. So that's why we go with the dew point.
Right. And it, especially like in northern climates in the wintertime when the air gets so dry, that low dew point is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When the dew point's 0 or 10 below.
Yeah.
Because it's so dry, the skin gets dry, chapped lips, stuff like that, nosebleeds,
cuticles,
cuticles and fingertips.
Go across carpet and hit the doorknob and zap yourself.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Static.
There's one more question that we have in, and this is from Linda, and I don't know if this is related to humidity or not. So, what is it called when your body feels colder when it rains, even when you are inside at home? I haven't heard of that. I'm not familiar with feeling colder when it's raining outside.
Well, I think the temperature drops, certainly because there's evaporative cooling. The temperature outside drops.
The temperature outside drops, but she mentions even when you're inside the home. I get it when you're outside because, yes, the rain cools the air.
Yeah.
And you get down to that wet bulb temperature. We can get into that another time because we're running out of time here. We only have about 2 minutes left. But inside, I don't see how your temperature in your house changes that much.
Unless it could be just insulation. In other words, there's less sunshine coming in. Sunshine just feels warmer as well. So temperatures, for example, are measured in the shade away from sunshine because sunshine, you've experienced it. It could be a very, very cold day, very chilly day, and then you get out of the wind and directly into some sunshine, and it's like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is. Just a little less sunshine, no sunshine going on when it's raining too.
Could be that. All right, well, that's all we have for today. We're going to leave you with a view of 4 different cameras: Yorktown, Virginia Beach, Corolla, and Colonial Williamsburg. Looking pretty nice for the weekend, Don.
Yeah, it looks great for the weekend. Temperatures on the chilly side. We'll see lots of sunshine coming up for the day on Saturday and Sunday. Quite a bit more cloud cover, but no rainfall. It won't be totally cloudy. It'll be kind of a partly sunny, sun and clouds kind of day. Low 60s each day.
Looks like someone's taking a little sailboat or something on that Yorktown camera there over the York River. That looks fun.
Yeah.
That looks nice. All right, we'll be back with Beyond the Forecast next week. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. See you later.